Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Tableside Chat with me, Monique J. What I'm going to do today, because if you guys know me, I generally just start talking. And because I love what I do and I've been doing it for so long, I don't usually have to make notes, but I wanted to definitely, children working. I wanted to definitely make notes so that I talk about this today. And I know that in sharing this video today is not going to reach, I'm going to say it's not going to reach all the people because anything is possible, but it is not going to reach everybody really quickly. And I really decided to come on and do this video, this tableside chat topic this morning, because I have over the past maybe 7 or 8 months been seeing videos being shared with thousands and thousands and millions of views with incorrect information on them. You have a virtual tour. I think I signed up for something, Sora Jamie, that I got sent regarding you. So if you want to put a link, if it's something anybody and everybody can join, definitely put your link to sign up in the comments. And good morning. But I see people sharing and it gets thousands and millions of views and it's incorrect information. Or I'm not going to say it's incorrect, it's half information. And so when you give people half information and you don't give them the full story, you can have, you'll have people doing the wrong things and setting up their businesses and things that they're doing in regards to taxation the wrong way. And then you're doing it the wrong way, and that is illegal. So first thing I want to touch on is entity formations, because I hear a lot of people, they're like, yeah, I got a business, I got an LLC, and they get an LLC because either LegalZoom or if they talk to an attorney or whatever, they tell them, hey, you want to form this because it avoids you double taxation. And they never really and of course, most people listening are just like, oh yeah, I don't want to pay taxes twice. And so they go with an LLC because, they're wanting to avoid double taxation. But that's not always the best thing to do. It depends on each individual situation. And when they tell you double taxation, they don't really explain that, yes, you won't pay corporate taxes if you become an LLC. And yes, you will have the, I want to say the protection of, in a sense, being a state-formed corporation, because LLCs are recognized and created on a state level. They're not really recognized by the IRS, in a sense, on a federal level. So yes, you will have the protection in regards to everything won't be on you as an individual when you have an LLC, and it's kind of separates who you personally are in regards to liability from the business. And so if you have an LLC and you have just a single member, of course, then it's defeating the purpose because you're the single member. And if someone comes after the LLC, that is you, and you're going to still suffer. But if you have 2, 3, 4 members, however many members you have in the LLC, then that makes each member responsible for the income that comes into the LLC, as well as if any issues happen with the LLC. So that is the part from the legality side of it, of why you may possibly want to do an LLC. But when it comes to the taxation part of it, an LLC is a flow-through entity. A lot of people don't know what a flow-through entity is. It basically means that the money that is made, because as I said, the LLC is not recognized in a sense, for taxation by the IRS. The money that is made by it, the net income of the LLC or the business, flows through to the individual members of the LLC. So that means that the income then flows through to those persons' individual tax return, and they are going to have to file you were a sole proprietor. Sole proprietor just basically means you didn't really go fill out any legal paperwork. You started a business. You are the business. It goes off of your social security number. You don't need an EIN unless you have employees, or you're going to be possibly contracting yourself out to people, and you don't want to be giving all these different people your social security number. That would be the reason why you would get an EIN, but that EIN is still going to be linked to the owner and the person who applied for its social security number. Okay, so it's the same thing. It would be the same form. It would all go on a Schedule C on your personal tax return, and you would be paying individual income taxes on that money. Well, if you know individual income taxes, the highest income bracket is 37.5% right now. So that means on that income that you make from that business, you could pay, if you make over $1 million, you're going to pay about 37.5%. Well, you're also going to pay regardless if you're a contractor or you're W-2. You're the business. Sorry, I had to sneeze. And you're the business, you're going to pay 15.3%, which is called on one end self-employment tax if you're a contractor. On the other end, if it's out of a W-2, of course, it's FICA and Medicare. But with the W-2 side, if the LLC is paying you, of course, in a W-2, it would pay half of those FICA self-employment tax, and then you as the individual would pay the other half out of your pay. Well, when you total it all together, it still equals 15.3. If you're a single member LLC, you're still spending the same amount of money. So you're going to be paying about 15.3%, as well as when you get to your $1 million status, you're going to be paying about 37.5% in individual income taxes. So that totals 52% of your net income that you would be paying taxes on the income if you were an LLC. Well, if you are a corporation, the tax is capped. It's capped right now at 21%. So you would pay 21% of federal income tax on the net income from the company. The company does not pay, of course, FICA and Medicare and all that stuff, because it is not a person. It is a business. It is a separate entity. It would pay half of the FICA and Medicare taxes for all employees, and then the employees would pay the other half. So for example, you have a corporation, you become a corporation, and you work for your company, but you don't necessarily use all of the money that the company earns. Well, a LLC, by it not having a tax return, it can't retain any money. So it has to get distributed out to all of the members, which means you're going to get taxed as an individual on that income every year regardless. Other hand, a corporation can retain earnings, and it would pay taxes on the earnings that it makes, that it retains, federal income taxes only. And then you would pay, or you're paying yourself, a salary or wages that you actually use for your personal use from the income. And then you would only be paying taxes on that amount instead of paying taxes on the full amount. And so in some instances, it could be just say 52%, and 52%, which of course, if you all on your individual and you making millions, this and that, and your 52% could just be, for example, $60,000 in taxes. But then you are a corporation, and you don't take all of the money because you're not using all of the money, and the corporation retains. And if the corporation retains, just say 40,000, I'll just give a good example. Corporation retains $500,000 of the income. Of course, the corporation is going to pay 21% of that, which means they're going to pay $100,000, a little over $100,000 in taxes. Okay, and then the other, just say you really used $100,000. Well, then you would pay you would pay $100,000, and you would pay of course, the half of the self-employment tax, but of course you are the company, so you would pay 15.3% tax, and then you would pay on the income. The bracket is that you would be in for $100,000, which is about a 21% bracket. So just do the math. If you're paying 21% and 21% on the corporate end, that's 42%, as opposed to being in the 37% tax bracket for just the federal income taxes, and then also paying the 15.3% taxes on the for Social Security and Medicare. Yes, Charles. So I just wanted to kind of give the differentiation in that with the LLC. And then the S-Corp is, in a sense, kind of the same. You have to request the authority to be considered an S-Corp. S-Corp is a flow-through entity as well. It generally cannot retain earnings either, maybe a little bit, just if you are able to show that the company needs to hold this money just to do its general functioning, but it's not going to be able to be a lot. All of the money in an S-Corp has to be paid out to the owners and to the employees. And as an owner of an S-Corp, you can pay yourself as an employee in the W-2, and you can pay yourself out in dividends as a shareholder, because of course, being a corporation, they're shareholders, and that's the difference in an LLC and an S-Corp and a C-Corp. You're going to have shareholders, and those shareholders can get paid out dividends based on the percentage of ownership of the money that is left. Dividend tax, of course, is going to be lower than income tax. So, but you have to still watch that too. Of course, you would hire me. We can get into detail about how you watch that and make sure you're doing it legally. C-Corp, like I said, separate entity. It is a person within itself, in a sense, and you can still do, like I just said, you can pay yourself as an employee with W-2. If you're a shareholder in the company, at the end you can pay in dividends taxes at about 15%, as opposed to, we just said individual income tax can go as high as 37.5%, and you can also, of course, be a salaried officer in the company and get a W-2. With that, kind of just explained it when we said the difference in an LLC and a C-Corp. Do you have to choose right in the beginning? No. I always suggest to people, because you're going to have to crawl before you walk, and you're claiming you're going to make revenue and you're going to do well, but this will become probably a big problem once you are. It's going good, Charles. Chucky, you want to kind of start having this conversation maybe in the 6th month of your business, but don't hesitate starting your business because you don't have the money to file to become an LLC, an S-Corp, or C-Corp. I'm not gonna say file. Start your business. Be a sole proprietor at first. Schedule an appointment with me. The appointment for an hour consultation, if you're wanting to start up the business, is at, I think it's $150, but you just have a talk and discuss what's best for you. It's going to be $75, but we can get everything together, get your plan straight, and how you want to do it, why you want to do it that way. But you can start out as a sole proprietor. You can go and get a DBA, which you generally need if you want to, and if you're going to go and set up a business checking account. I suggest wholeheartedly, even if it's a sole proprietorship, setting up a business checking account. You want to separate your personal funds from the earnings that are being made from the business. And you will understand that if you ever unfortunately get audited and the IRS combs through those bank statements, you would much rather have your business as your business, pay yourself as a an employee, depending on the business formation. You either a contractor, a shareholder, or a W-2 employee. It just depends on the formation type. But that way you can just show this is what I pay myself. You use the business account for business expenses only. Business usages, you decide to go to dinner with your child and say, you know, oh, this is a business. Now, of course, if they work for you, then it could be a business dinner, but it's still not all deductible, 100% deductible, especially right now for meals and stuff. So you definitely want to do that, but you don't have to jump in and choose an entity type yet. I would say consult a business coach such as myself who understands the legality side of things and the accounting side of things. The people who work with me, that is the one benefit they have, is that I have degrees in legality side of things and degrees in accounting, as well as not just degrees, knowledge and experience, because that is what separates you, because it's a whole bunch of people with degrees that don't know jack. Okay, so it's about experience and proof to concept of the things that I have done. Now, some people may say, oh, you know, here and there, somebody, oh, you advised me wrong, you this and that. I don't say I don't advise people wrong. A lot of people choose to do things the way that they choose to do them. So you can advise somebody, but if they don't follow the directions to the T, then it could come back and bite them. And of course, as always, people want to blame the person who gave them the information. But however, so you definitely want to do that. And you want to do that as soon as possible, because you don't want to be a business owner that is found just willy-nilly spending your money doing this, and that. And then you want to buy a house, you want to buy a car, you want to do these things, and then you don't have any proof of anything. Like, matter of fact, a perfect example is everybody trying to go in and get these loans for the SBA. And they're like, oh, I don't have this. I don't have, well, they want this. I don't have this. I don't have that. You know why you don't have it? Because you did not set up your bookkeeping and your accounting right from the beginning. And you may not have done it because you didn't seek out help, but that was the first mistake. You should not form a business. You should not say I have a business if you have not sat down with an accountant or a bookkeeper. Morning, Jonte. Y'all make sure y'all share this video, because I know, and I said at the beginning why I'm doing this, because I've seen videos of people just giving such misinformation, just untrue, and people are somewhere repeating that stuff, and it's just not, it's not true, and it's not correct. So if you can share, I'd appreciate it if you share the video. So, but see, y'all, lost my train of thought. But however, you want to set that up, and you want to set up everything right from the beginning. If you set it up right from the beginning, and a lot of times people are like, well, I can't afford to pay nobody right now, you know, and I'm like, generally, I know for me, 2 hours of my bookkeeping services is $150 for the month. I can guarantee you, if I sit down and go through bank statements and go through where people are spending money, they are blowing $150 a month. And if spending $150 a month will help you have your business in order and help you put yourself in a position where you make 100 times that $150, you are going to and should be very much grateful for it. I know a lot of people like, oh, I use QuickBooks. I use QuickBooks. QuickBooks is a computer. It does not know. It will relay your transactions, but it does not know the law. It does not know exactly what the usage of those funds were for, and it could put them information in the wrong categories. And even if it puts it all on paper and you can't explain it or you can't prove it, it's really not doing any good. And if you know anything about bookkeeping and anything about getting your books and things audited, they generally want to you to show that an accountant, and in most instances, in some instances, even a CPA has audited these financial records, and only CPAs can audit financial records. Accountants can review them, they can create them, they can put the stamp that someone who knows the laws and the codes have evaluated your financial records, but confirming it can only be done by a CPA. Everybody always asks, Monique, are you a CPA? What's the difference in a CPA? I am not a CPA because I did not sit for the CPA exam and pass the CPA test and get my CPA license. I did not do it because I did not choose to, because I didn't want to. That's just really it. Do I have the credit hours for it? Yes, because when I went to school to get my master's, if you know me, I was like, well, I just want to get the most, whatever the most that I need, I want to get that, which was an additional hours to be able to sit for the CPA exam. But I did not sit and take the test because if you see me and you know me, I am so multifaceted, and I knew that I was not going to devote all of my time to the accounting side. Tax preparation, bookkeeping, all of that is different than sitting and just constantly, credits, reconciling records, just all that. I even limit myself to the number of businesses that I do their bookkeeping and their accounting for. I am not doing more than 10. Period, point blank, I won't, because I have too many other things going on. But those are very, very smart people. They sat for that exam, have a whole lot more patience than I do, and they have that ability to audit financial records, and as well as a lot of big companies and stuff don't want to work with accountants who don't have the CPA license, but that's really the difference in what they can do. And then they generally, most of them work and do that all day. That's like their 9 to 5, even if it's their own business or whatever. And kudos to y'all. So I also wanted to talk about, here's the main thing that I hear people getting misinformation on. People tell people, I actually just watched something on one of the big celebrities, YouTube, and she had a person on there that, like, I guess this person is supposed to be a guru and know what they're talking about, which means that this is a celebrity, so she's reaching thousands and thousands of people, and that person was giving misinformation or half information. So I wanted to come on and clear this up. A lot of people, and I've seen it's not just her, I've seen tons of people giving the advice that if you have a business, you can hire your children, and as long as you don't pay them more than $12,400, they don't have to file taxes on the money that you pay them, and you can use it as a deduction, of course, for employee pay, and lower your taxable income for your business. Okay, and if you are somebody who has heard that, please put a wave hand or wave at me or something that you're somebody that heard that. I want to tell you that is only half true. From the beginning of this video, I gave the different entity types. I did that for a reason. The reason is because that statement that I just made is only true depending on the way that you pay your children. So, now, this is knowing the tax code and tax law, and it's a smart thing to know, but you have to fully understand it. You cannot pay your children $12,400 and not have them have to file taxes if you pay them as a contractor or 1099 employee. Okay? Now, and you have to, when you say you're paying somebody, even if you are a sole proprietor, if you're saying you're paying somebody and you're putting it on a tax return that you're paying somebody, you're going to have proof that you paid them. How do you have proof? You file the forms with the government annually, just like any other employer. Okay? So you would have to, your children, if you're sole proprietor now, and you pay your children and you're putting on contractor pay or employee pay or something like that, and you're saying that you're paying them $12,400. If you don't pay them as a W-2 employee, which means that you are taking out the Social Security and Medicare and depositing it with the government quarterly and paying that money, because all income is taxed on Social Security and Medicare, even if it doesn't qualify for federal income tax charges. If you pay them as a 1099 or contractor and you pay them $12,400, they have to file a tax return. Any income over $400 for a 1099 miscellaneous has to be filed. Now, what they're saying is if you pay them as a W-2 employee, they don't have to file, because the standard deduction for a single person right now is $12,400. Well, what is a standard deduction? A standard deduction is an amount of money that is subtracted from your income before your income becomes taxable to federal income taxes. Okay? So what that means is if you pay them $12,400 and the standard deduction is $12,400, they have zero taxable income because they're subtract and cancel each other out. So that's why they wouldn't have to pay taxes. But guess what? If you paid them in a W-2, you are withholding the 15.3% FICA and Medicare. You're paying half, they're paying half out of their pay. That has to be done. So don't listen, and please don't believe somebody telling you that you don't have to, they don't have to file and you can take the deduction, because that's not true. They don't have to file if you pay them as a W-2 employee. But even if you pay them as a W-2 employee, you have paid and they have paid some money into Social Security and Medicare. You have to, because that is the deduction that is mandatory. No matter if you got 80,000 dependents or whatever, you ain't getting away from Social Security and Medicare. And if you pay them as a 1099 employee contractor, that 15.3% Social Security and Medicare self-employment tax is going to have to be paid by them, and they are required to file if that 1099 is over $400. Do you have to issue them a 1099? Yes, you do. Because if you put on your tax return that you're paying somebody, they want to know who you paid, because now they want to look at them and say, hey, did you file your taxes? This is the United States. We got to pay and we got to file taxes. So anybody, if you've heard that, oh, just pay your kids. You got 3 kids, pay them $12,400 a piece, and then you don't have to worry. You can write it off, and then they don't have to file. That's not true unless you paid them as a W-2 employee and paid into your payroll taxes that should be deposited quarterly on the Form 941. Anybody got questions about that? Because I swear I've seen so many celebrities and big bloggers have all these people and they talking fast and they did it. You can do this, and this is how you beat the tax code. And they saying this, and it's a freaking not lie, but it's a half story. You know, don't tell people that, because then you'll have people out here doing the wrong thing. Then they get audited and they like, oh, well, I thought that was the truth. Somebody said that I could do that. No, that's not fully the truth. It's only the truth if you paying your children as W-2 employees and you are paying the Social Security and Medicare tax when you pay them. And you're depositing and it's paid. Because, of course, then when they file taxes, if you didn't take out anything, any federal income taxes, now you may have even taken federal income taxes out. Then the kids gonna want to file because they want their little change back. Because what they can get back is the federal income taxes. They cannot get Social Security and Medicare because they are paying into the Social Security system that people are benefiting off of now. And by the time they get grown, it probably got to be 70 before they can benefit off of it, unless, of course, something happens with them. Okay, so this is Tableside Chat. Anybody got any questions about that and about the business formation type? If I don't reiterate anything, I want to make sure that I put out there that you must, if you call yourself having a business, I don't care what it is. You could be selling tea, coffee, lipstick, whatever it is. And you may think, oh, I'm not really making okay. Get a consultation, have notes, have the information on how from the start to do and run your business right from the financial standpoint, from the bookkeeping standpoint. Because what are you in business for but to make money? And why would you want your money situation and your books to not be right from the start? You started out right. You won't get caught like a lot of people that get caught trying to clean up the situation years in, or they haven't filed taxes. They're getting, depending on what they do, they're getting all these 1099s from companies. They're contracting themselves out. They're making all this money and they've never file taxes, and now when IRS says, hey, we got notification that you made this money, you made this income, and you owe us $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, then you're looking like, what? I ain't got no money. You don't have any money because you blew the money when it came in because you thought all the money was yours. It's not, y'all. We in the United States of America. I'm going to say that one more time. When you make money monthly, I'm going to just keep it real. A minimum of 26% of the money that you make already is allotted to the I, the R, and the S, and Social Security. I say a minimum of 26%. I'm just rounding up because with lowest tax bracket for individuals is 10%, which means everybody should be paying 10% federal income taxes of their income. Then Social Security, Medicare, tax, everybody pays that. It's 15.3%. So in the door, close to 26% of the money that you made is already gone. So what does that mean for my business owners? At the minimum, when you make money, when your money comes in, put 16% of what you make into an interest-bearing savings account. Put it there. Leave it there. Don't touch it. It's not yours. Just like if you were working a job, you don't see your Social Security and Medicare, it automatically gets peeled off. Set yourself up. Set your bank account up. Set your mind up just like that. What that will do for you is prevent you at the end of the year from owing the IRS any self-employment tax. If you're somebody where your bottom line puts you in the bracket of receiving earned income credit or something because you have children, then doing that, when you file your taxes, or I file your taxes, you're going to let me know. Well, first of all, you can leave it sitting there. You don't necessarily, if you're your only employee and you're a sole proprietor, whatever, you don't have to deposit that quarterly if you're not required to file a 941, which basically, if you don't have over $1,000 a quarter liability, you don't have to do the 941. But that don't mean you don't have to put up the tax money. You can file it all at one time at the end of the year. And if you've put up all of the tax money because you've listened to Moe the Tax Pro and you've put your 16% up, what happens is when you file your taxes, and just say you make $20,000 and your self-employment tax is calculated at $2,500. Well, you should probably already have sitting in that savings account maybe $3,000 if you've made your deposits according to your 16%. So what that means, and then just say your earned income credit is $5,000. Well, they're going to subtract that $2,500 in self-employment tax from your $5,000. So you'll get $2,500. But then guess what? You got your $3,000 sitting in your account that was to cover that $2,500. So now you actually have a full refund of $5,500 because now that money that has been sitting is now yours because you've already paid those taxes from your earned income credit or whatever credits that you have. But God forbid you don't have those credits, right? And you get done, you don't have no children, you don't have that, and you get done and you owe the self-employment tax. And it says balance due $2,500. Are you going to cry because when you already got the $3,000 sitting there? No, you're not. You're going to put the bank account for the business in there, tell them get their money, and then you still got $500. That's your refund. No harm, no foul. Your business is in order. You ain't worried about nothing. You did everything right from the jump. Okay, so I'm giving a bunch of good free information. So I'm hoping that helps somebody. This has been your Tableside Talk with Monique J. Of course, as always, all of my Tableside Talks are brought to you by all of the businesses that I am a part of. First being 66 CBD, which is a premium CBD product line, and we carry all sorts of products that are infused with premium, pure cannabinol, as well as CBG, CBN. Our products have about 6 of the different elements that are contained in the cannabis plant in the different products according to which element benefits the particular type of product. But we do definitely have topical, skincare, edibles, smokables, coffee, pet tincture, oils. We cover all of that with 66 CBD, and you spell it out. It's SIXCBD.com. Visit current specials going on as well as sales. It's also brought to you by definitely the 19 Group Incorporated, which is a professional and financial services company providing a wide variety of professional and financial services from income tax preparation, accounting, bookkeeping, document preparation, student loan repair, anything dealing with finances, preparing children's financial aid, college financial aid, as I said, documentation prepare, just anything dealing with financial services and professional documentation services. That is the 19 Group Inc., as well as MoniqueJe.com, which is the coach Monique Je, the brand, and the coach doing consultations and coaching on business, financial, and personal growth. It's brought to you by that. That's MoniqueJe. Currently have a book available now on Amazon and Apple iBooks. It is called Change Your Thinking, Change Your Outcome. This would be the perfect time to be reading it while you're quarantined at home. It is only $7.99, and it can be found through Amazon. It's Kindle or Apple iBooks for $7.99. And of course, consider going and visiting my nonprofit website, which is CODEPINK Productions, PRODUCTIONS.org. We are a mission community-based nonprofit organization that provides services as well as support to the underserved of our communities, women, low income, and the youth, as well as those who are suffering and battling and dealing with health issues. We are always looking for consistent donors. You can sign up on our page to be one, donate $5 a month. Whatever amount you donate, we would definitely be appreciative of it. We also are looking always for volunteers. We do work in the Dallas, Texas area, as well as the Chicagoland area. By me being a Chicago native, I do try to keep someone on the ground there as a volunteer not just someone, a few people on the ground there as volunteers of Cold Pink Productions, Inc. And if you have something that we can come and you set up and you want us to come there and collaborate and do some things in the community in Chicago as well, we're most definitely open to that. I think that should be it. Right now, that's about 4 brands. If you see the shirt I'm wearing, of course, I mentioned MoniqueJe.com, which is the coaching side. Coaching, of course, motivation. And so I have affirmation tees. They are available on the MoniqueJe.com. This is one of the original versions. The beautiful shirt is a little different now, but this is one of my affirmation tees. It says beautiful. We have several different one-word affirmation t-shirts that help to inspire, motivate, and promote the power of positivity for men, women, and the youth. Okay, so that's MoniqueJe.com, and I think that's about it. Again, I thank you so much. Check out any of the brands that I mentioned. If you are a business and you are looking for support or need support and you see this video, feel free to drop your business in my comments. Let those who come see you, and I hope that it helps grow your business and that someone visits your site or supports you based on watching my video. And again, I ask that you share, because this information is something that I gave in this video is information that is needed and that I know will definitely help someone who is already in business or those who are considering starting a business and they just have not been getting the correct information. A lot of times you think you are because you go to people with titles, but everybody with a title is a good person. And so a lot of people are just led by the money and not by doing good, and then in turn knowing that they will get the money. So understand that, and know when it comes to me, I'm led by the purpose and the passion. And then I know, yes, the money will come, but you will be getting information based on ethics, morals, and the desire to see people win and do good. Okay? God bless you guys. Have a great day. Definitely visit all of the links and stay safe. Stay at home until you are told that it is safe for you to go out. And when you go out, make sure that you are practicing good hygiene. Okay? All right. Bye.